Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Bobby B, in need of a desperate haircut, and I need to adjust my little cat right here, my little tiger bobcat here. Alright, I'm in desperate need of a haircut, and today I'm going to be doing a classroom confession, which is going to cross over into our Military Monday for the day. I haven't done either one of these in a little while, and I'm kind of ashamed of myself. I wanted to do this more regular. But yeah, we're going to get started on one. Now, one thing I hate doing is I hate driving. I hate driving, not because driving itself is hard or difficult for me. It's just, I don't like other people on the road. The worst place for me to drive is parking lots. Or places that have lots of people. Because there's lots of people out there who are very inconsiderate for the vehicles themselves. So, whether you're another car that's just backing out without looking, or you're just zipping through parking lots, or, I don't like parking lots. I hate parking lots. Well, near campus, we have our parking lot that's separate from the actual campus itself. Like, here's the road that leads to the highway, and then there's the big parking lot. And that's where I park, because there's always a space there. It takes me less time to just park there. It's easy. And then just walk to class. Some people drive around forever looking. Like, it takes them 10 minutes to find a spot. I find mine immediately, and I get to class while they're still looking for spots. So, I like parking there. Well, one day I parked there. And I'm walking along, and there's these two women in front of me. And these two women, they're walking on. They're yakking at each other. They've got their phones in their hands. They're not paying attention. And they keep walking. Again, there is a road that intersects with the highway right in front of them that divides our parking lot from the actual campus area. They're not paying attention. She's walking along. She almost walks into the road, and this car zips right by her. Now, a normal person, a smart person, an intelligent person, would go, maybe I should pay attention to where I'm walking. I almost walked in front of a moving vehicle. No, that's not her response. Her response was, don't pedestrians got the right of way? Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Are you kidding me? Lady, you almost walked in front of a moving vehicle. But pedestrians having the right of way, that law was made so that cars don't just run over people that are crossing the street and stuff like that. That's why the law exists, because apparently humans murdering each other was a thing. What she was doing is she almost walked in front of a vehicle that is already in the road. She's not in the road, and she almost placed herself in front of that vehicle. You don't have the... Maybe the law's on her side, maybe, but as far as I'm concerned, as far as common sense is concerned, you don't have the right of way as a pedestrian. If a car is already coming, they're already a short distance from you, going at the recommended speed, which he was going that speed, and you step out in front of that vehicle, you are not in the right. The vehicle's in the right. You made the bad step. They did not make the bad step. And it baffles me how many people will... it's not like this chick is the only person I've ever heard say this kind of bullcrap. Think that they can just walk out in a freaking road and go, oh, a car almost hit me. How dare you? You stepped... Again, this is why I hate driving through parking lots. Because people will do this. They will step out in front of your moving vehicle and just be like... Pedestrians have the right of way. And then I just want to run them over even more. No. Darwinism is failing me nowadays. Actually, other people's common sense and courtesy is actually what's saving these people from Darwinism taking effect. Or survival of the fittest. I don't know, some people don't like using the term Darwinism to describe people dying off because of stupidity. So, yeah, but that's neither here nor there. I could not believe this chick. And she goes on, she's ram, and that's just the thing. That's the thing that I deal with all the time, where people just think, oh, there's a moving vehicle coming. I'm going to step out in front of it. And then, when that vehicle almost hits me, pedestrians have the right of way. I can't stand that shit. I really can't. I hate that stuff. But Ty, what does this have to do with Military Mondays? Bobby, not Ty. Y'all can call me Ty. But what does that have to do with Military Mondays? Well, it turns out it doesn't really matter if you're just a little civilian going to class or if you're in the military. You can make the same mistakes. And apparently, at a base in Kuwait, I won't say the name of the base, but at a certain base in Kuwait, they had a big problem with vehicle accidents with other pedestrians. I think when I was staying there, they had an average of 1 accident a week. 1 or 2 accidents a week between a pedestrian and a vehicle. And it was an army base, and they were doing weird methods to try and prevent it. And one of the things that they did is that they made us wear our glow belts. Now, some Marines took that to an extreme and made us wear glow belts in the day, but you were only supposed to wear glow belts at night. Whatever. It's kind of dumb, but... So yeah, we had to wear glow belts, so to make sure that the vehicles would see us so they wouldn't hit us. Well, I was one of the lucky few people that was actually allowed to drive on the base. And I did that quite a bit until finally my data dink duties took over and I did no more driving for people. But yeah, I was driving around a lot. And I began noticing a pattern in the pedestrians when I was driving. Now, I'd be driving along, and say there's people on the trail ahead of me. Now, there's no set roads on a lot of parts of this base. It's simply like, here's the tents, and there's a space between the tents that you can drive a vehicle through. And, same thing in a lot of other parts of the areas. Like, a lot of the areas that I was driving through didn't actually have roads. They were just places where you could drive your vehicle. Okay. And pedestrians can walk along those spaces. So, I would drive in a lot of different areas where there would be people near where I was driving. Now, say I'm here in my little spot, and then right over there, see where the wall is? See it? That's where the pedestrian is standing. I'd be driving along, going along, moving closer towards that pedestrian, and then suddenly, say about here, and then the pedestrian is there, they would suddenly step in front of my vehicle! Hold on. Stay with me. That's right. These well-trained army killers, for whatever reason, and this happened a lot, they would just step out in front of a moving vehicle, step directly into my path as I was driving along. And they did this all the freaking time! So, of course, now, I'd honk the horn, but I was driving a Humvee most of the time, so it's like, meep! Not really an impressive horn. And it was frustrating. It was so aggravating. And I talked to people about it, be like, this is ridiculous. I'm driving around, and these army dogs are stepping out in front of me when there's only 15 feet between me and them. So I have to take the extra measures to make sure I don't hit and kill these people. I have to be the one who's proactive because they're morons. Well-trained morons, apparently, because this happened a lot. It was consistent, and it's always the army guys. I seldom drove by Marines, maybe? I don't know. But I don't ever remember Marines stepping out in front of me. But the army dogs always did it. No offense to you, those of you who are watching this who are in the army, but some of y'all is dumb. Sorry, that's actually a throwback to something I once heard. But yeah, those guys in that particular time were dumb, or perhaps they were trying to get hurt. I don't know. I don't know the whole situation between what was going on in their head. All I know is I'm driving along, and then they're stepping in front of me as I'm moving towards them at 10 miles an hour, whatever I was obligated to drive at, because I'm a stickler for rules, so I drive at that. Well, I would complain about this kind of stuff, because it was getting on my nerves. At this point in time, at least 4 or 5 people had done it in a two-day span. And I was getting frustrated. And I realized that's why there's so many accidents between vehicles and people. It's not because the vehicles don't see the people. It's because the people just step out in front of the vehicles. So I'm complaining about this. And at this point in time, I do believe my entire shop wasn't there. I was a advance party. So I'm complaining about it with these people that are here. And what response do I get? Well, pedestrians have the right of way, you know. Okay, be that as it may, that doesn't excuse... No, pedestrians have the right of way. You as a driver are obligated to take them into consideration and have to allow them to go. Yes, but she would not stop. And she's higher ranking than me, so it's not like I can sit there and be like, you're an idiot, shut up. Because she was. But no, there's no convincing these people that like, her and one other female were just like, pedestrians have the right of way. So, how about that? And it's like, you're an idiot. You're a complete idiot. You're either A, not listening to me, or B, you're just stuck in, you just, I don't know, let's not even examine B. But, we were the only ones who had driver's licenses for the base. So I continued driving. Eventually, when the rest of my team, platoon got there, I went from being driver to data dink, and I went on full data dink mode, and I only did driving sparingly. Well, those other two females picked up a lot of slack for the driving that I was doing. And I had the wonderful pleasure of seeing that one higher-ranking person come in one day and just be like, oh my god! I'm driving along and these stupid army dogs just walk right out in front of my vehicle. With like no space! I had to slam on my brakes to stop. But pedestrians have the right of way, ma'am. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, hit the like button. If you didn't, hit the dislike button. If you have your own stories that you would like to share in regards to people walking in front of vehicles or just military life in general, hey, by all means, share them. I want to hear what you got to say. Don't walk in front of moving vehicles, but above all else, have a wonderful day, my friends. Bye now.